we're trying to teach about how to write an essay here. So
yeah. So like the prof gave us the topic, which is animal rights, and we're kind of just supposed to write on it, like what if they have rights, or like should they.
Humans are animals.
Humans are animals, and they agree to be you have to treat them equally at the end of the day.
I think the thesis statement would be like, you're right. What you were saying, if like animal rights are kind of an extension of our own rights in a way. A controversial topic might be like zoos and things like that. Because if you go, if you go to zoos, then you're kind of against animal rights because they're taking animal liberty away.
Yeah.
Or like, how they keep orca whales in, basically like bathtubs,
That's horrible.
Is it wrong then to like cage up animals and stuff?
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah.
I mean, to an extent.
It's most definitely wrong.
Like, if you're caging up your dog, I think that's fine. Caging up like a tiger.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Is it a rights violation? Or do you not think of it in terms of...
Yeah.
Like, so then how do we ever justify what happens in like the livestock industry? That's obviously something I can't ignore. It's like a big topic. If we're gonna kind of make an exception here for like, obviously like bringing zoo animals into existence, like as you said, for the purpose of like caging them up and stuff is wrong, right? If that's wrong, then we have to kind of have a really good reason how we could even possibly eat meat.
How are you gonna word it in your essays? What's gonna make the difference?
Yeah. I mean,
because if you word it wrong, it's gonna seem like really bad.
It's gonna seem like you're an asshole. You know what I mean? Like you don't,
well, this is like what I'm confused on, because like I don't have an answer for how I'm gonna talk about like livestock specifically, because like if I'm gonna like kind of eat meat and say it's not a rights violation, like how is it not a rights violation to kill them? Because I think I could live without it.
Well, because at a point,
it's
like, we gotta like bring it back to like how.
There is
like what I'm trying to say is though is like, you know what I mean? Like we can't all become fucking plant eaters. Like yeah, it's viable to become all vegetarians, but not everybody can be pushed into a diet like that. So like we've been eating animals since fucking cavemans. Like this has been in our like bloodline for years and years and decades. Like you can like. Talking about like I guess livestock and like cows, how they're all pushed together, or like how the chickens, how they're all pushed together and they have no spaces to breathe and they're like split by the neck and all that shit. I would say that's kind of fucked up, but like in a way, like look at our population, man. Like we have to do this, or like we won't be able to survive as a population. But like I think it's bullshit to be like, oh, like you care about animals but you eat meat. It's like, well, like I need to live, bro. Like just because it's my diet like doesn't mean I want to kill the animal. It's like I need to eat. The
only point I'm making,
we're animals too, we need to eat.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you use the reason that it's like, well, we've been kind of eating it forever, that's like, sure, that's a fact, right? But like I can't really gap from that fact to saying we should eat animals. You understand? Like when I'm saying we should do something.
No, I know what you mean. It's not me saying like we should continue eating it because we have been eating it. It's just because our bodies are used to it, and like to switch our body, like it's kind of hard. It has health effects on us.
Even if it were the case that like we would kind of like be bothered by switching diets, like if it is a rights violation, we're almost like obligated, aren't we? Like, is that not an obligation?
Yeah.
On your people who agree with animals have rights, do include like vegans and stuff like that, even though none of us like them. Do include like vegans.
Well, I'm not hearing like a real like argument why I wouldn't be vegan. If you currently do think it's ethical, to eat things from animals, then like what's really the moral distinction between a human and an animal that would you would find to be like the morally relevant difference?
In my opinion, I would have to say evolution then, dude. Like it's literally just because we've been eating meat for so long. Like that's the only reason.
Like back then it was a necessary thing for us to consume, right? But it just simply isn't today.
It's just how you said, like like back then, yeah, we needed to eat meat, we needed to kill mammals to get fucking food for our camps, but now we don't need to. Like,
yeah,
we can totally sustain on growing and stuff. Like we have the knowledge, we have the technology. of all of it, but I just don't. I don't know how you would argue it. That's actually a tough one now. Like, that is a dope. That's gonna be a dope piece to write about, though, man.
Just imagine that you're designing your ideal society, okay? You're designing like if humans or anything is even going to have like rights and like deserving of protection. So, you know, are you willing to take a chance here where you may not enter as a human? So like,
I see what you mean.
Would you not want to be protected almost? Like you have a higher chance of not being human. You're just going to roll the dice and not have any protection?
If I knew, that's the thing, you know, going into this society of these odds, you know the odds, right? You're building this ideal society, so you know the odds that you become a chicken or a cow or a whale or a human, right? But the human odds is very low compared to you becoming a chicken, right?
Yeah.
So if I knew these odds, then why would I go in this world? You know what I mean?
We never chose like how we're going to be born, you know, almost like
Exactly.
200 years ago, like you could have just easily had a different skin color and you would have had zero rights whatsoever. You know?
100%. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Just because something is different or we have a different perspective, you know, it's almost like, do you know, have you ever seen the back of a cereal box and there was like this like stereogram where it's like a blurred image, but if you cross your eyes, you see it?
No, actually. Do you happen to know the name? I could probably Google it.
Yeah, stereogram. They're just a grainy picture with like patterns and stuff, but like it actually has something there if you like look at it in the right way. But I guess.
Sorry, you said you're supposed to cross your eyes?
Well, I don't know if you're looking at one right now,
What are you
but
supposed to?
I don't know because they've never worked for me, which is funny. But like, there's an image in there. You just like it's definitely in there. It's like it's just if you're looking at it at a certain perspective. So like almost like if you're looking at like granting like animals consideration in a different way.
Great point. Holy shit! I just took that in. I was just staring at the image while you're saying that. It's a great point, dude. That's dope, dude.
We're not like we don't really think of it like in the way that they're worth consideration because those animals could experience, you know, fear and love and like we're deserving of freedom and like to do whatever they wanted to do in their lives, you know. But like by taking the future away of other animals, we're completely denying that, and like we're almost saying like, well, those feelings really like they don't really matter enough to us to even change ourselves. You know, your dog can feel love, like you know, like a baby bird.
That's so true. Like I don't even have a dog or a cat, but that's so true. Like you see the dogs wag their tails when they're happy. You know, like they can clearly give out emotion.
Yeah.
Man, that's actually a really good point. I just don't think we like as a society we don't have enough technology to figure that stuff out yet. So that's why we treat animals the way we treat animals now. You're pretty much like almost like an Aristotle saying like, no, our Earth isn't like this. Like, yo, or the stars are actually like this. You guys are all wrong. You know what I mean? You know, we all thought the Earth was fucking flat at one point, and we killed the dude that thought it was fucking round. Like, and then he ended up being right. Like, this is not. It hasn't been. I wouldn't be surprised if animals could, you know, actually think really well, and we just never gave them a chance because of the stuff we put them in. You know, like how we just kill them, fucking shit like that. Fuck, dude. This is a dope essay, dude.
Damn.
Dope question. From like my perspective, like my own point of becoming a vegan, I wouldn't mind it if there was a lot of options. Like there is so many more. Like there's literally meat-based like plants now. I'm pretty sure. Like there's so much stuff that you can still eat meat and it'd be plant-based, and they're not too bad. I just think no one's really comfortable with the idea of switching because everybody's still ignorant towards the topic of it. You know. It's a really dope question, man. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm not a huge, like, I'm not a big fan of essays. Like, I have a business major, but, like, I've done a couple essays, and, like, sometimes some essays just get me hooked, and I really enjoy them. Like, this is a dope question, especially with ethics and philosophy and all that. Like, it's really, really cool. And that's the thing about philosophy and ethics. It's your own thinking. And that's why I'm saying, like, everybody totally could be wrong about animals, and you totally could be right. You know what I mean? And that's why maybe you should argue that point because of that.
No, I think you're right. Like I think like in 100 years, like people are looking back and be like, what were they doing to animals? This is an atrocity.
Yeah, right, dude. Like that's exactly what I'm thinking right now. Exactly what I'm thinking. Like how we're thinking of stuff we saw in the history and how like that's fucked up. Like can't believe they were that dumb. And then 100 years from now, we're gonna be those same people, and then we're gonna be like, can't believe we were that dumb. Like, but it's just with the next generation.
It doesn't seem that hard to be vegan. Like you just get like a B12 and a vitamin D supplement, and then you just kind of take you.
Yeah, man, maybe I should try it after this talk, dude.
Damn,
I
dude.
do it. The only reason why I don't want to become vegan is because I really like eggs. Like eggs is the one fucking food I can make, and I love it. Somebody else can make them for me, I'll still enjoy it. Like it's just such
eggs?
an elite food. Like
Wait, eggs?
yeah, like I just love them.
Yeah, just throw in Google like tofu scramble right now. Throw in and look in images. Tofu scramble.
Shut up! You're telling me there's eggs, there's
The
fake
tofu
eggs?
scramble is delicious.
Wait, you've had it?
Actually? I've never had it.
Yeah. I have a family who's vegan, and they like tofu, and they made what did they do? They fry it in pan with vegetables basically, and they had fake cheese that they melted on it. It was good. It was very good. I liked
Well,
it.
tofu is awesome.
Sweet, man.
100%. I never knew that was a thing. Tofu scramble looks exactly like eggs.
Do you have Discord, Cheddar?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can I get you as a friend there? Cause yeah, you're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I can.